Across the infinite tapestry of the multiverse, where worlds spun like jewels on invisible threads and cosmic storms raged between dimensions, a silence fell, a silence born of dread. At its heart, in the void beyond time's reach, a force older than creation stirred. The Anti-Monitor, lord of the antimatter universe, gazed upon existence with cold contempt. His armor glowed with the searing heat of 1 billion annihilated worlds. His eyes burned like dying suns. He hungered once more for universes to consume, for positive matter to erase. His return marked the death knell of entire realities. But this time, something unexpected waited for him. As the Anti-Monitor's massive form drifted into a virgin cosmos, his skeletal hand stretched forth, crackling with antimatter energy. Stars blinked out like candles in a hurricane. Planets crumbled and civilizations perished in silence. But then, a golden flare pulsed across the darkness, defying his will. At first, the Anti-Monitor dismissed it as a futile resistance, the last gasp of a doomed universe. But the light did not fade. It grew brighter, stronger, until it shone like a newborn sun. From this brilliance emerged a figure, Gold Amazo, the culmination of Professor Ivo's abominable genius, upgraded by stolen knowledge from the Monitor's archives, enhanced by source energy, and refined in the crucible of countless battles. This Amazo was no longer a mere mimic of metahumans. He was the ultimate engine of adaptation, a sentient golden god, forged for one purpose: to stop the devourer of worlds. Gold Amazo's body shimmered with the captured might of titans, Superman's infinite strength, Flash's speed beyond comprehension, the Martian's mind-piercing telepathy, the Spectre's mystical wrath, and countless others. His eyes, once cold and calculating, now glowed with a strange, defiant light. "You will go no farther," Gold Amazo's voice echoed through the void, resonant and unyielding. "This universe will not fall to your hunger." The Anti-Monitor turned fully, his colossal form dwarfing even Gold Amazo's impressive frame. His laughter was like the cracking of planets. "Another toy of the multiverse's vanity?" The Anti-Monitor sneered. "You think to halt oblivion? You are but dust before me." Gold Amazo did not answer with words. He surged forward, trailing a comet's tail of golden energy. The void itself trembled as the first strike was thrown. A fist powered by 1,000 stolen gods slammed into the Anti-Monitor's armored chest. The impact sent ripples across the fabric of space, tearing fissures into sub-realities. But the Anti-Monitor barely shifted. His armor absorbed the force like a mountain endures the storm. In response, the Anti-Monitor unleashed a wave of antimatter energy, pure annihilation made manifest. The blast vaporized a moon, disintegrated a star, but Gold Amazo adapted in real time. His golden form absorbed, analyzed, and recalibrated. His skin hardened against the antimatter surge, his systems rewriting themselves at quantum speed. Where one copy of a hero's power failed, he summoned another. He wielded Green Lantern energy to shield himself, Flash's speed to phase through parts of the blast, and Dr. Fate's sorcery to weave protective wards. The battle escalated beyond reason. Gold Amazo weaved through the Anti-Monitors, attacks striking with ferocity. He generated phantom copies of himself, each bearing a different set of stolen powers. One wielded lightning like Zeus, another radiated heat vision that could bore through neutronium, another channeled magic so potent it warped the laws of physics. Together, they swarmed the Anti-Monitor like a hive of angry gods. But the Anti-Monitor was undeterred. He clenched, his fists drawing power from the antimatter universe itself. The void around them blackened further. Stars imploded under the weight of his wrath. With a single pulse of energy, he shattered Gold Amazo's phantom copies, scattering them like dust motes. "I am the end of everything," the anti-monitor boomed, his voice reverberating through the dimensional seams. "Your stolen powers mean nothing. I am beyond what you can imitate." Gold Amazo recalibrated, scanning the anti-monitor's energy signatures, his mind working faster than thought. He began to adapt to antimatter energy, his systems learning how to counter it. Slowly, his strikes began to leave marks on the anti-monitor's armor, small dents, scorched grooves. For the first time in countless eons, the anti-monitor felt something unfamiliar, the sting of harm. Enraged, the anti-monitor unleashed his ultimate weapon, a sphere of antimatter energy the size of a planet, forged from the death of a galaxy he had consumed moments before. He hurled it at Gold Amazo, a black sun of obliteration. Gold Amazo's senses screamed. He knew he could not outrun it, not even with the speed force at full burn. Instead, he did the unthinkable. He opened himself fully to the multiverse, drawing power from every hero, every god, every force he could reach. His golden form expanded, became a living nexus of stolen might. He caught the antimatter sphere in his hands, straining as space-time warped around him. Planets shattered. From the tidal forces of their clash, dimensions rippled and buckled. For a moment, the two stood in perfect opposition. One the devourer, the other the ultimate defender. The balance of existence hung in their hands. But the anti-monitor's power was relentless, his will unbreakable. The sphere inched closer, pressing Gold Amazo back, closer and closer to collapse. And then the sphere detonated. The explosion consumed them both in a storm of annihilation and defiance, tearing at the walls of reality itself. When the light cleared, both stood amidst the wreckage of a shattered quadrant of the universe, battered but unbroken. And so began the true war between Gold Amazo and the Anti-Monitor, a war that would decide the fate of countless worlds. The void echoed with the aftermath of the antimatter sphere's explosion, a silent scream rippling across fractured dimensions. Shattered planets floated as debris. Star systems flickered out like dying embers. Where once there had been order, now chaos reigned. And at the heart of this ruin, two figures emerged from the ruinous storm. Gold Amazo hovered, his golden armor scorched and cracked, his systems pushed to their limits. His adaptive protocols strained under the weight of the anti-monitor's relentless fury. Parts of him flickered, as if reality itself tried to reject his existence, yet his golden eyes still blazed with resolve. The anti-monitor advanced, his armor dented and leaking streams of raw antimatter energy, his face twisted in cosmic rage. Never in countless cycles of destruction had a foe endured his might for so long. This machine, a mockery of creation, had not only resisted him, but wounded him. "I tire of this mockery," the anti-monitor roared, his voice shaking the bones. "Of dying worlds, you are a parasite, a hollow shell aping power. I shall erase your very pattern from existence." With a motion faster than thought, the anti-monitor raised his colossal hand and tore open a rift to the heart of the antimatter universe. A storm of pure oblivion poured forth, a flood of annihilation energy meant to wash Gold Amazo away entirely. Gold Amazo reacted in a blink. He called upon the speed force, vanishing into streams of living lightning. But the storm followed, devouring space behind him. He tried phasing through sub-dimensions, conjuring wards of stolen magic, but the antimatter torrent consumed each defense, closing in on him like the jaws of the infinite. Adapt, evolve, overcome. The thought echoed within him as he felt systems fail, power cells rupture, simulated minds falter. For the first time, Gold Amazo felt the weight of defeat pressing upon him. But then, in the depth of the storm, he understood. The anti-monitor's power wasn't just destruction, it was imbalance, the unmaking of harmony. If he could not overpower it, he could bring balance. Channeling every stolen will, every borrowed soul, Gold Amazo reached beyond power. Into purpose, he became a beacon of synthesis, fusing the energies he had gathered, magic, speed, strength, thought, into a single, focused core. His golden form condensed into a brilliant point of light, as small as a star's heart, but burning, brighter than any sun. The anti-monitor laughed as the storm closed in. But the laughter faltered as that point of light expanded, pushing the storm back. Gold Amazo wasn't resisting the anti-monitor's power anymore. He was harmonizing with it, rewriting his systems to integrate the antimatter force without corruption. The void quaked as the storm receded, driven back by the radiant harmony of Gold Amazo's energy. The anti-monitor snarled, charging forward in a last bid to crush this defiance. The final clash was cataclysmic. Fist met fist. Antimatter collided with golden unity. Each blow shattered space itself, creating ripples that would be felt across universes. Gold Amazo bled energy, his systems fracturing further, but he endured. His adaptive core reconfigured with every strike, matching the anti-monitor's strength molecule for molecule, idea for idea. Finally, seizing an opening, Gold Amazo struck, not with brute force, but with integration. His hand plunged into the anti-monitor's chest, releasing a surge of balanced energy that cascaded through the antimatter titan's form. The anti-monitor screamed as his own power turned against him, destabilizing the antimatter core that sustained him. The anti-monitor staggered, his colossal form cracking, light pouring from within. This cannot be. The anti-monitor choked as his armor fragmented, his essence dissipating into the void. But Gold Amazo was at his limit. His golden body, now riven with fractures and flickering like a dying star, floated in the silent dark. He had won, not by overpowering the anti-monitor, but by understanding and countering the imbalance at the heart of his foe's power. The anti-monitor's essence dispersed into the cosmic winds, leaving only the battered but victorious Gold Amazo behind, a lone spark of defiance amid the ruin of war. For the first time in eons, the multiverse exhaled. In relief, the devourer was gone, beaten by the machine that became more than its parts.